I'll make sure that we're recording right now, and I'll let you know that we add these recordings to our MAXTech Powered by kvCORE webinars recording sheet. If you don't already have access to this, maybe this is your first webinar with us, I'm going to make sure to pop this in the chat for you all. Again, that's going to say recording sheet and should have the link, and hopefully you guys are able to click on that and access this recording sheet. Now, today we're going to talk about how it works. So I'll make sure under the How It Works webinar tab that today's webinar recording shows up here. Okay. I would also definitely recommend that this recording sheet is a good one to bookmark for later. If perhaps you're interested in our other RE/MAX exclusive webinars, but maybe aren't able to attend live, or maybe you want to go back and watch it in real time as you're following along with the actions in kvCORE. So there are tabs along the bottom here if you want to check out building your pipeline, generating new leads, powering up your automation. All of them are available there. Or if it's easier for you, you can go click that all sheets and go skip around to the sheet that you want to access. In addition to that recording sheet, I'm going to share out one more resource with you guys before we jump into today's subject matter. And that is this handy link tree, which has all of our registration links on it. Again, this is a good one just to bookmark for later. Keep in mind that you should be able to access all of these registration links to join all of these webinars through your Max Center University as well. I believe it should be posted there somewhere for you to access. Now, a little introduction to these webinars, if you're not familiar with what they're about or kind of what order they should be taken in, or just want some general advice. The first 6, I'll let you know, are general tutorial information. They're about an hour long. How it works is definitely the best place to start if you are an agent just getting acquainted with your MAXTech Powered by kvCORE platform. That's what we're doing here today. We're going to be covering kind of the tools that are included with your platform, the platform add-ons, and then we'll actually demo the platform itself. We'll take a little tour through a lot of the bells and whistles. That's kind of what we're doing here today. Hopefully also, a very major goal of ours here today is to make sure that no matter what your role is or kind of what step you're at in kind of onboarding with your MAXTech Powered by kvCORE platform, that you know what to do next, that you know how to receive your welcome email to go log on in, or you know how to, once you're logged in, to begin training and really get a feel for your platform. So that's what we're doing here today. Once you understand how it works and you gain access to the platform, if you need assistance understanding how to bulk import your contacts, or sync your third-party lead sources, or connect your email, however you want to get your contacts in there, build your pipeline is a great next step. Once you've got your contacts into your MAXTech Powered by kvCORE CRM, it's a good idea to understand how to power up your automations. And then, of course, never a bad idea to know how to utilize all of your platform's tools to generate new leads. We want to make sure you're continuously adding new leads to your book of business. So that's kind of the order I would propose them in. Additionally, you'll see there is a 7th option here called Ask Me Anything. Ask Me Anything is less of a tutorial and more of kind of open office hours. Those sessions are typically just a half hour long, but rather than having a trainer walk you through a slide deck or a demonstration in the platform, they're really there just to answer your burning kvCORE platform questions. So you can jump in, ask your questions. They may even unmute you to ask for questions. You can ask them then, they'll do their best to answer those questions, and then you're welcome to jump on out if that's all that you were there for. So Ask Me Anything is a great resource. If you don't get all of your questions answered here today, keep in mind I'm also going to point out your various training resources, how to contact support, but just know that that's another venue for you if you have questions along this journey. All right. And I noticed in the Q&A, someone asked, should we watch any of this before the invite from the broker? Yeah, absolutely. Nothing wrong with watching. I would definitely say that how it works is not a bad one to kind of get you excited, get you give you just kind of an introduction to the platform. Now you can watch the other webinars before you gain access as well. However, if you're not sure how long that's going to be before you actually gain access, it might make sense to do it closer to that date, such as, bulk importing. If you learn about how to bring in your contacts, but you feel like you might be someone who will perhaps forget about it before it's time to do so, then it might make more sense to watch it closer to the date that you get your welcome email. So however you like to do it, you can absolutely watch them ahead of time, or you can wait until you've actually been introduced to the platform. So I hope that helps to answer your question. All right, we're going to jump on in one more introduction. If I haven't introduced myself here, my name is Mariel Ortiz. I'm a product trainer here with Inside Real Estate. I've been with them for several years, starting out actually in our bulk import team, our lead configuration team. So I kind of have a background and a specialty with bringing in contacts. I also teach a lot of our orientation or welcome webinars because I love talking about all the exciting features that you get with your kvCORE platform. So thank you guys so much for joining. Let's talk a little bit again about today's agenda, because I know I've had some last minute stragglers jump on in, and if someone shared this link out with you, maybe your admin or your broker, and you're not quite sure what we're doing here today, let me explain. So today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about why RE/MAX chose Inside Real Estate to be their technology solution. Additionally, we're going to talk about what's included with your MAXTech Powered by kvCORE platform, all the add-ons, all the mobile apps that are available to you. Additionally, we're going to talk about your responsibilities along the way to ensure that you're really prepared to get started with your platform as soon as you gain access. And more specifically, because again, we've got a mixed bag here today, some of you may already have access to the platform, some of you still may be waiting for that welcome email. Hopefully you'll leave today's webinar feeling like you know exactly what your specific next steps are. Kind of with that in mind, I'll let you know that we have many people in the chat here today, or in the webinar here today. We're getting close to about 100 of you. If you have questions along the way, you're welcome to pop them in the chat or Q&A. I apologize if it takes me a little bit of time to get back to those questions, but I'll at the very least try to make sure there's time at the end to go back and check and see if I've missed any. Okay. All right, so let's talk a little bit about why RE/MAX chose Inside Real Estate. Well, they chose us to be your technology partner because of our known track record as the #1 tech platform in the real estate space. Our team is made up of industry leaders and experts that are always moving, always looking for new ways to improve our platform and user experience. Furthermore, long ago we recognized really that your wins are our wins. And in fact, a motto that we have around here is that success is a team sport. We recognize that Inside Real Estate and kvCORE would not be where it is today without our fantastic users. So everything that we do is really dedicated to bringing you state-of-the-art tools, technology, and resources that will drive more business to you. Now, for many of you, I know this is your first look at MAXTech Powered by kvCORE. So I want to let you know that your platform and all its components are now available under one roof. You've got one login where you can really access all the tools that you need to run your business. So let's take a look at exactly what comes with your MAXTech kvCORE. Well, first of all, everyone gets a website. Now, this is connected to your MLS, connected to an IDX feed. Your consumers can really go search and sort through listings in real time like a real estate agent. But furthermore, while it's been beautifully branded for those of you at RE/MAX, it's also very customizable. And I'll talk a little bit more on ways that you can kind of personalize your own websites right in your platform through your web and IDX tab. So give me a couple of slides. We'll talk a little bit more about the websites. Additionally, you have access to your powerful lead engine to drive, to create marketing campaigns that will drive traffic to your websites and add fresh new leads. You have an AI-powered smart CRM and marketing tools that include behavioral automations that serve up those leads that are starting to warm up in their intent, listing and presentation tools that will help you win that listing. And there's even transaction and back office integration that will allow you to start up your transactions if you've integrated them into the platform. And for anyone out there that's part of a team, there's also team platforms included. So you'll have the autonomy and independence to run your own team while still being safely nestled under the larger umbrella of the brokerage which you are a part of. Now, RE/MAX has really worked with Inside Real Estate to make sure that everything's beautifully branded for you, beautifully customized, both the CRM itself and the mobile apps that come with it. They've really worked together to bring you and your clients an exceptionally positive on-brand experience. And these are with tools that not only allow you to access your business on the go, because we know you're always on the go as agents, but allow you to build, nurture, and start to convert your business on the go as well. We know most agents hit the ground running every single day, and that having a mobile app that allows you to access your contacts, MLS, even lead generation tools on the go is paramount to your agent results. So we've made all those tools available in our mobile app. Now, there's two mobile apps that you'll have access to, both agent facing. The main mobile app that is for agents allows you to quickly make all the calls that you need to make. And those connections with your contacts and leads are not only easy, but efficient with that mobile dialer that's built right in. Additionally, you have access to our open house app, which allows you not only to register your open house guests online immediately, but also syncs them directly with MAXTech kvCORE and powers up the automation to start nurturing as they walk through the door. Now, in addition to all of that, RE/MAX is really giving you the edge over your competition by not just giving you the CRM and the apps, they're giving you all the bonus products as well. Core Present is the next generation CMA and presentation builder. It helps you guide clients through an interactive and compelling price point discussion. The unique big picture pricing view, interactive dashboard, and both digital and print presentations will really help you win that listing every time. Core Listing Machine and Design Center automatically create engaging single property websites for each of your listings that are mobile friendly, feature full screen property images, and multiple ways to capture buyers. And best of all, it's shared auto-magically with your social media pages, along with local curated content that will keep your social presence top of mind with your friends, family, and social media followers on several different social media platforms. And then additionally, just letting you know, if you're running a team, as we mentioned previously in your brokerage, that core team add-on allows you to operate your independent system while still tapping into resources, integration, and content provided by your broker. So you'll get a team website, your own team lead gen, team lead routing rules, team pod accounts, and more. All right. And one more thing we're going to kind of double check before we move on too much to talking about the resources and how you're going to be able to learn all of these tools. Let me double check because I just saw some questions. Okay, sorry, just checking that Q&A and chat here. Now, training resources and support. Let's talk a little bit about how you can access all of these tools. So I'm going to show you where these are in the demonstration portion of today's webinar, but just to give you an idea of what you have access to help you learn your platform, you have access to daily webinars. So those are available Monday through Friday. Now we've talked already about your RE/MAX exclusive webinars. Those are actually available Monday. You'll see them Monday through Thursday, but you even have access to webinars in the platform itself. Those are available to all general users. I'll show you where you can go to access those. And those are available. There's even offerings on Friday. So no matter your schedule, there's ways to access a webinar. Additionally, there's a lot of in-product tours. So For a lot of those tools, they'll have short videos or little tool tips to help guide you along the way. In fact, you guys have a launch checklist right on your main dashboard of your platform that's going to walk you through the easy steps to really get you set up. We're going to talk a little bit more about the launch checklist in a couple of slides as well. Additionally, you have access to our support center full of articles. There's something like over 200 articles in there about various topics all throughout the platform. We'll point out where that is as well. You have access to our on-demand courses through our learning portal. I like to think of Learning Portal kind of as kvCORE University. And for all of those courses, whether you want to take a deep dive into Core Listing Machine, Core Present, handling your daily calls and tasks, the advanced email editor tool, there's lots of courses available to you, and they're all self-paced. So, as busy individuals, you might just have maybe 15 minutes to go and check out something like a course. Well, it's going to save your place. You can always go back and pick up where you left off. And again, you don't need to take a bunch of courses to learn your kvCORE platform. I'm going to encourage you guys all to start with your launch checklist, which we'll get into in just a little bit, but just know that these are additional resources you have on hand. And if you have some questions, concerns, or experiencing issues with your platform, just know that you always have access to our support team. Now, you can reach out to support through the platform itself through our chat tool, our chat widget. You'll see a little icon in the bottom right hand of your screen on your dashboard that looks like that blue and white icon I have the center of my screen. That's how you access our chat team. They're available 7 days a week. Now, if you're not already in the platform, or maybe not at your desktop, you can always shoot them an email as well through kvCORE@insiderealestate.com. All right. Now let's talk a little bit about the onboarding process for agents. So I'm going to kind of outline this very generally, and then we'll go and we'll take each piece bit by bit, because I have some photo images and things that'll help provide some clarification. So kind of broad overview for anyone who's waiting anxiously for access to the platform, just know it starts with your broker or admin. Your broker or admin's probably communicating, if not now, very shortly with our onboarding staff. They're making sure those MLSs are approved. Our team, on the other hand, is getting your websites ready. And when those websites are live, they're going to give your broker or admin the green light to send out the welcome email. So your broker or admin's going to send those welcome emails out to you with your login info. I'll show you what that welcome email looks like in just a couple of slides and more specifics on what that will look like. Now you're logging in using your Max Center credentials. And as I mentioned, once you jump into the platform, it's a good idea to get started with the agent launch checklist provided for you. Now, this agent launch checklist is really just 6 easy steps. It's a set of curated actions designed to get you results. And it's going to cover a couple very important tools. It's going to make sure that you complete your agent profile. Now, I'll let you know a lot of your agent profile information is auto-filled from Max Center. So if you go check out your profile and you notice that there's something that doesn't look quite right, I will double check your Max Center to make those corrections. Additionally, that launch checklist is going to advise you to download those mobile apps. It's got tips on personalizing your website. Now, again, your website's ready to go out of the box, so no pressure to make a bunch of changes to your website if that's not an interest of yours, but there's a handy little step there to guide you through this process. Additionally, kind of the most important pieces that we recommend that you complete from that agent launch checklist is to make sure that you import your existing contacts into your CRM. To power up your automation, once you got those contacts in there, make sure that they're all being followed up. Want to make sure that they're all being engaged with. And then, of course, we want to ensure that you're always generating new leads, always planning for what your future deals will be. So those easy steps are all broken up for you. A lot of them have webinar companion pieces to guide you through this process. Just noticing in the chat as well, will the leads be the same as we received from Remax? If you're referring to Booge leads, it will work differently. I think they're moving away from Booge, but you will probably receive leads probably from your own website or possibly your company website. Those will be directed to you in your CRM. Someone asked about entering individually first, then as a team. So I don't want to get too deep in the weeds for anyone who's not part of a team. I don't want to confuse them. Now, if you already have a team established in Max Center, then most likely when you join your MAXTech Powered by kvCORE platform, it's going to show when you log on in that you are a team admin. So it'll already show that you're a team in kvCORE. You can access kind of your team tools as well as your individual tools all from the same platform. If you need guidance through this process, again, I would reach out to our support team for more specifics. And then Anthony says, I'm the broker owner and point of contact. My contract is signed and emailed to me. I was told the welcome email was sent to me, but I do not have it. I have several people trying to help, but I would appreciate my welcome email being sent again. Okay, if you've already reached out to support, or if you haven't already, I would definitely reach out to support, kvCORE at insiderealestate.com, and they can go and they can narrow down your account and make sure that that's being resent to you. Or if you do have a copy of whoever you were speaking with previously, your onboarding staff, usually they are the ones that can resend that welcome email to you. I hope that's helpful. All right, so let's talk about the specifics of how you gain access to your platform. Now, I mentioned it starts with a welcome email. Now, that welcome email looks a little bit like this on the screen, and I'll let you know that welcome email comes from noreply@kvcore.com. So if you're expecting that welcome email and you don't think you've seen it just yet, double check your email, double check your spam folder. It's coming from noreply@kvcore.com. Now, if this hasn't been sent to you, it can always be resent. So reach out to your admin or broker or support if necessary. Now, that welcome email is going to have a link to go log in using your Max Center credentials and prompt you to complete the end user agreement so you gain access to your MAXTech Powered by kvCORE platform. Now, once you go and click that link, it's going to send you on over to a sign up screen. This should look hopefully fairly familiar. You're signing in. All you need to know is you're signing in using your Max Center credentials. All right, and then once you gain access to the platform itself, I told you, you guys are going to want to start with your launch checklist. It's going to be on your main dashboard in the bottom left-hand corner underneath your navigation bar. And I'll show you kind of a little bit more of kind of what this looks like when we get to our demonstration portion. Now, it's very hard to miss. Your launch checklist is going to be blue. It's going to have that little rocket icon and again, be in that bottom left-hand corner. And there's 6 easy steps to complete, as we mentioned previously. Now, this launch checklist will stay on your dashboard until you complete every single step. Now, just because you learn about personalizing your website doesn't mean that, you have to go and do it. These are just the basics we recommend that you understand to ensure you're really ready to get started. Now, there's a method to our madness. There's a reason they're kind of listed in this way, but of course you can do them in any order that makes most sense to you. If you're really eager to jump in on importing your contacts or generating new leads, go for it. Now, a lot of these pieces have little virtual experiences or little in-product videos or tours to help you with those steps. Additionally, there's support articles in just about every one of these steps. There's trainer-led webinars, definitely when it comes to importing your contacts, powering up your automation, generating new leads. We also have a general webinar on, I believe it's on Wednesdays, that goes into website edits, if that's something that's interesting to you. And of course, there's self-paced courses and always support. Now, let's talk a little bit more about those mobile apps that I mentioned previously. A little pro tip I'm going to show you once we get to the demonstration portion today is that you're going to want to send yourself a text to these mobile apps from your kvCORE dashboard. Rather than going directly to your, your app store, we want to make sure that you're downloading the correct Remax branded versions of your mobile apps. So you're going to actually see that correct link on your dashboard. I'll show you where it is. It's going to be the upper right-hand corner. It's going to say download mobile apps. You can't miss it. We'll have a definition of kind of what those mobile apps are and a link that you can go and text yourself to get the correct version. So I'll show you where to go for that as well. Oh, and someone asked, Marie asked, can you put the no reply email in the chat? Yeah, absolutely. If you're still waiting on that welcome email, it's coming from no reply at kvCORE.com. There it is in the chat for you guys. You could also additionally maybe save that as a contact in your email if you're worried about it getting put somewhere, put to your spam folder or something like that. So a little bit about personalizing your website here. So here's a little visual example of these beautifully customized Remax websites that you're getting with your MAXTech Powered by kvCORE platform. Now I mentioned they're ready to go out of the box and everyone gets their own and they're already kind of personalized to you. As I mentioned, your profile information that's coming over from Max Center is going to have things like your photo image, your about me, your MLS ID. So it's really already personalized to you. It's going to have your name. It's going to have your information on your website. But there's many ways that you can go and personalize this as well. Maybe you want to change that background image, add in something like a YouTube video, change the custom colors on the website, or adjust your widgets on the main page. Listing carousels can also be changed. So you can change what listings it displays on the front page. You can add in testimonials, connect Zillow reviews, start a blog, and really so much more. And every website's ready to go out of the box with a handy search tab where your consumers can go and not only search for properties, favorite them, ask questions, request a showing, sign up for search alerts or market reports. You got a sell tab where they can sign up for home valuations as well. So lots of places to capture your leads and, generally engage with them. So we'll talk a little bit about ways that or where you can go to make those customizations. And of course, you're going to learn more about it as you complete your agent launch checklist. All right, and jump it in. We're going to kind of shift gears to the demo. Gemma mentioned in the chat, is the address your own address or one that we've created for you? Now, I will say that I can't confirm just yet whether or not your existing websites are coming over to kvCORE. I think that was the initial plan. I don't want to give you the wrong information, but I know that was something that was talked about on our side. You'll be able to see once you jump into your platform itself, your website by clicking on your little name in the upper right hand corner, and this little hidden menu opens up. You'll see a little globe icon that'll have your kvCORE website and it'll tell you what it's listed as. You can go click on it to open it on up. So I'll let you know that's where you go when you get access to your platform. Now, additionally, when you go and you get that welcome email, again, coming from no reply at kvCORE, and you're logging in using your Max Center credentials, once you do all that, you're going to open up to your kvCORE dashboard or your MAXTech Powered by kvCORE dashboard. If I interchange MAXTech and kvCORE, just know I'm talking about the same thing for you guys. Now, on this main dashboard, lots to do, lots to show. Now, I'm not seeing it on my screen, but what you guys are going to have is your launch checklist. And I mentioned it's going to be in the bottom left-hand corner underneath this navigation tab, which we'll go through some of those bells and whistles in just a little bit here, but you can't miss it. There'll be a little blue button for you to press here. Now, additionally, on the dashboard, I wanted to emphasize that you guys have access to text yourself links to those mobile apps. So in the upper right-hand corner, it says download mobile apps. I'm going to go click on that. And it's going to send me to a page that gives me a little explanation of each and where I can go to text myself those links. Again, this is how I recommend that you go to download the mobile apps rather than going to your usual app store, because this will ensure that you're downloading the correct white labeled version of the app for all of you, those of you that are with Remax. All right. Now let's talk a little bit about training resources, and then we'll discuss the activity stream as well. Now, training resources, just so you know where everything is located so you can really jump in and get started, is right here on the main dashboard on the right-hand side. So I mentioned a learning portal, and I also kind of called it, kvCORE University. That's where you're going to see all of those self-paced courses, lots of options to choose from. Again, if you want to utilize Core Present, Core Listing Machine, how to be a team leader in the platform, introducing your lender, handling daily calls and tasks. There's tons of courses in there. Feel free to jump into any of them at any time. Again, courses are less important than making sure you handle that agent launch checklist. Is always where you should start. If you say complete the agent launch checklist and you're looking for more kind of beginner information, a course that I particularly really like is our Agent Quick Start course. It'll walk you through all the basics of, your profile, adding contacts, how to label them, the automations, your websites, your listings, and how to generate new leads and bring in your existing ones as well. Now, you also have access to our live training calendar. Now, this is different, again, from those RE/MAX exclusive webinars I shared out earlier. Again, you can access those through this link tree or through your Max Center University. But right here through the platform, this live training calendar is going to show you all of our general kvCORE webinars open to all kvCORE users. And how to really utilize this, you'll go and choose the time zone which best applies to you, and you'll be able to see all of our available options. Now, that Agent Quick Start course I just mentioned has webinars Monday through Thursday that go through the various parts. And one thing I'll say, while you guys have some excellent RE/MAX exclusive webinars, if anyone's looking for, say, a webinar that's more specifically about, say, personalizing your kvCORE website, highly recommend Wednesday's session, Quick Start Part 3. Another call out I'll make from here as well are our kvCORE success meetups. Now, those are held every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And I'll let you know Tuesdays and Thursdays tend to cover more kvCORE basics. Wednesdays tend to be a little bit more advanced. Now, those are tips, tricks, and Q&A. So at the beginning of each week, we'll post what the upcoming topics will be for those sessions actually in our Facebook group. So I'll share out a couple more links for you guys. Inside Real Estate has a Facebook discussion group. You're welcome to join if you'd like to. Great place to synergize with like-minded individuals. Ask your questions, get examples of how other people find success utilizing kvCORE and just being a real estate agent in general. And of course, as I mentioned, we post our success meetup topics there. Now, additionally, those success meetup webinars, which I mentioned previously, are recorded. We do add them also to our YouTube channel. So you can see both the Facebook group and the YouTube channel links from this page. If, say, you're not able to click them in the chat right now, you can always go back to them here. Now, the YouTube channel not only has those success meetup recordings, but really hundreds of hours of advanced marketing strategies. So definitely recommend checking out the live training calendar if you want more live webinar options. And again, the links to our Inside Real Estate YouTube channel and Facebook group are also accessible through there. Now, you also have access to support, as we've talked about a couple times now. So in the bottom right-hand corner, there's that blue smiley face chat widget I mentioned previously. I can go to send us a message to respond to support. Now, first, I'm going to click ask a question, and I'll let you know when you first ask a question, you are initially responded to by a bot. Very smart bot, answers 65% of questions all on its own. Usually we'll share out any support articles if it can find one related to your topic. But if that doesn't answer your question, there's a button. You just click talk to a real person. It'll put you in touch with support itself. Now, that is chat support. This one's kind of my favorite option, but keep in mind, if you're not already in the platform and you need support's help, you can send them an email, kvcore@insiderealestate.com. Now, if you're just looking for support articles, you can also click on search for help. So maybe you attended a webinar and, some trainer said something about, she keeps mentioning smart campaigns, but I don't know what she's talking about, or I don't know how to do this myself. So the smart campaigns, you just go type that in. You'll find all of the articles related to that topic. So, little overview of those resources. If you ever forget they're on the main page for you, there's also support and training, little tab here on the left. So, support center is for all those articles. Webinar schedule is the same as the live training calendar, has those live webinars, and learning portal has all your self-paced courses. I would say, I think in your accounts as well, you have a tool that takes you directly to MAXTech University as well through there. Okay, and then just checking in the chats, trying to follow along, but it's hard without access. Where do you find the pre-launch checklist? Okay, so your launch checklist, again, I'm not seeing it on my screen. Mine's already been completed. You can't miss yours once you gain access to your platforms. Yours is going to be in the bottom left-hand corner, and it's bright blue. So you cannot miss it once you jump on in. I believe you guys even might have a little welcome video that pops up in the center that's going to direct you over to it. And I know someone also mentioned the chat, how do I get more support? Again, you're going to reach out to support either through chat or you can send them an email to reach out to support. All right, so additionally on this dashboard, I'm going to scroll down just a little bit and we're going to kind of continue on with that conversation we had about the website. So something I may not have mentioned previously is how smart your websites are. They're tracking what your consumers are viewing. So I can see down here what's called my activity stream, which I'll let you know right now, when you first jump into the platform, there might not be anything here. That's okay. As you start to add your contacts in and direct people back to the website, you'll notice your activity stream will populate quickly. And it's going to show you not only your, new leads, any new emails, text messages, ask questions, requested showings, but additionally, it's going to show you, how many viewed listings, whether they look through their desktop or through their mobile device. And you can see exactly how many times that's happened. For that little flame symbol, that's indicating that this person may be a hot lead. They keep coming back to my website for more. That little heart symbol indicates that they've saved or favorited this property on my website. And there's lots of ways I can follow up with the leads right here from the screen as well. I can shoot them an email, call, or text on the spot. If I'm not ready to reach out right away, maybe I want to find more information out about them, I can go click on their name. That's going to open up their timeline. Now, timelines for each contact is also available through your CRM. I'll show you the CRM in just a minute here, but I can see down here their past history. I can see every email that I've ever sent to them. Oh, it looks like they haven't responded to a couple emails. So maybe I'm going to take this information. I'm going to send them out a text message this time to engage with them instead. Now, additionally, I can also click on the image of the listing which they viewed. It's going to open that listing in my listings tab so I can find more information about it. So a little bit about that activity stream. If I haven't mentioned it already, I want you guys to think of this kind of as your daily newspaper. If you just got a couple minutes to come check out your MAXTech Powered by kvCORE platforms, this is kind of the first screen that I would go and check. All right, so we're going to use the rest of our time here to mosey on through these navigation tools on the left. Just give you I'll point out a couple of each of the tools, give you a little explanation of what they do, so you kind of know where to go poke around once you gain your own access into the platform. Now, Playbooks is the very first one and is also coincidentally on that main dashboard. And Playbooks combine the tools of kvCORE into kind of an itemized checklist. Now, some of them, those playbooks, they operate for, different purposes. Kind of my favorite option that I like to showcase here is the promote a new listing playbook. Does exactly what it says. It's meant if you have a new listing or maybe you want to promote, I can promote, say, a team member's listing if I have permission to do so. I'm always going to emphasize, make sure you have permission to do so. But if I want to promote that listing, I'm just going to click start promoting, and it's going to walk me through 7 easy actions or 7 plays, hence the word playbook, of ways to follow up with that listing. So it's going to create an email template to send out to other agents in my company, notify them of my listing. It's going to create email and text templates that I can send out to people within my own database. creates a custom text code. Now, this text code can be added to my print advertising, where if someone texts my code to this number, it's going to capture their phone number. I can choose kind of what automated follow-up response they receive, and I've captured that lead. Additionally, it'll create digital promotion pieces for you in here as well. It'll create a squeeze page and a landing page. If you're not familiar with squeeze pages and landing pages, don't worry, we'll talk about that too. You can create your own lead capture tools like squeeze pages and landing pages from the lead engine. So I'll point that out in a minute here. And it'll even go so far as to make steps to initiate a seller report, keep your seller informed, activate a smart campaign as well. Now, I mentioned if I want to see where all my contacts are housed, I'm going to head on over to the CRM. So in my CRM, I can really feel comfortable bringing in not just my leads, but my general contacts as well. Maybe I want to follow up, make sure I'm staying engaged with my personal sphere of influence. Maybe I want to bring in, say, other agents, help me keep track of which agents I enjoyed working with, make sure I've got notes on all of them. Maybe I want to add in my vendors, anyone that I use for home repair or cleaning or staging, or my lenders. And having them all in my CRM not only helps me stay organized, but helps me make sure that I'm staying top of mind with all of my contacts. I'm just one individual. Having them all in kvCORE and making sure I can automate their follow-up makes sure that I'm staying in touch with everyone, much more than I could do just by myself as an individual. Now I can see at a glance here the source of where each lead came from, the date they were added. I can check by their property interest if they went and searched through my website. I can search by the last time they visited that website, last call. I can see more clearly how many phone calls, emails, text messages I've sent to this person through the system. And I can mass email and text from the CRM as well. Now, it may not be practical just to check off everybody on this list and shoot them all a mass text right now. I've got kind of a mixed bag. Unless I'm sending out a real general message, I probably don't want to just click on everyone, although I could. But if I go to filters, you'll see that there's lots of ways to help you search and sort and get really granular, really specific about who it is you're reaching out to. Now, I won't explain all of the filters, but a couple that I'll point out here that'll be very important to you as you're learning kvCORE. One of the big ones is status. It's one of the main ways that we label contacts here at kvCORE, and it refers to kind of where they are in this client journey. So are they a brand new lead? Are they actively searching? Are they currently your client, or have you closed out a deal with them? Those are a couple examples of statuses. Now you can also search and sort by their deal type, or the type of deal which you hope to have with this contact. Are they a buyer, a seller, a renter, a vendor, or another agent? And then of course, you also have the option to create your own labels for your contacts as well. So we call these hashtags here at kvCORE. Now, if you're coming over from a past CRM or database, and maybe previously you labeled contacts with, maybe they called them labels, or tags, or folders, or buckets, or categories, whatever the case may be. It's a similar kind of concept here. We call them hashtags. Hashtags can be any phrase of your choosing. There's just no spaces in your hashtags. So just to throw a couple examples out at you, if you want to be able to organize your database by first-time home buyers, for sale by owners, people that are part of a credit repair program. Maybe you've added in contacts from a farm list, or want to separate out the area in which they're looking, or maybe a specific feature which they're looking for. Maybe I want to label everyone who said that they were looking for, say, a pool home, or a specific type of flooring, or a one-story. I can create hashtags for all of those examples. And you can really create as many hashtags as you like for each contact. If you ever feel like you create too many, or you need to do a little cleanup in the system, there's a hashtag management tool built into our marketing tab where you can go see every hashtag you've ever created. You'll be able to delete them in mass, or merge hashtags together if you created two that are very similar. Other examples of filters, maybe I want to know who has a phone, an email, a birthday in the system, if they're receiving alerts, reports, performed an action through my website, or simply what was their property interest. And to save you guys time, make you more efficient in the system, if there's a filtered group that you frequently reach for, you can save that filter and even pin it to the top of your CRM. So that way you can jump to that specific group of individuals every time you jump on in. Save yourself time in the long run. So another place that you're going to see some handy filters and have the ability to filter is in your listings tab here. So in the listings tab, there we go. There's our filters right there. I can go and choose between my listing, my team, my agency, by listing agent, search by the area, price range, all of that. Now I can go and I can save those filters. Maybe I work specifically with luxury listings or listings in a specific, city or county, and I want to jump to those every single time. I can quickly do that. Now, once I go and narrow down my search, I can also go click on a listing to find out more information, not just a gallery and map of this listing, but I can pull up, say, similar listings by physical appearance. Maybe my client loves the exterior of this home. Pulling up similar listings is going to showcase all the ones with a similar photo, image, or physical description. Nearby listings narrows it down by the neighborhood. And really cool feature, does some reverse prospecting in this tool as well by pulling up my matching buyers for this listing. What I mean by this is my listings tab is communicating with my kvCORE Smart CRM because all these tools are connected. So maybe I'm just jumping into the platform because this is my new listing and I've got a couple of minutes here. I just want to see if there's anyone in my database whose search criteria matches this listing here. So I pull up the listing, click matching buyers. It's going to show me everyone on that list. So I can mass email or text it directly to them. Additionally, from more actions here on the right, I could do things like generate a QR code, print a flyer, post that listing to social media with just a couple of clicks. Now, in the marketing tab, I want you guys to think of this as your automation hub. Now, a couple features I'll point out here. If you've always maybe wanted to automate emails or text messages for your contacts' birthdays or possibly their home anniversary, you can set that up easily here. We've got a lot of pre-created templates for you, or you're welcome to always create your own and set it up. Scheduled mass emails is an excellent feature if you're looking to maybe build out maybe a monthly newsletter or maybe create a holiday email for every holiday of the year. Choose the date you want it to send out on, set it, and forget it. Now you also have access to smart campaigns through the marketing tab. I'll poke around in here because this one's a very important piece of automation. Just for just about every contact in your system, we have a pre-created kind of curated follow-up plan of action in our campaign library. So from Smart Campaigns, if you want to see all the pre-created options, you're going to head on over to the kvCORE library. And from here, just give you a little crash course. If you click on the name in blue of any of these campaigns, it's going to show you the individual actions it consists of. There's also a little description. The starts when kind of informs you of what that opening trigger is, so this one's meant for active leads, this one's meant for new leads, and more specifically who it's designed for buyers, for renters, for sellers. The channels will tell you kind of what it consists of. Some will have emails and texts, some will create tasks, some will have all of the above. Maybe they'll even create calls for you or change the status of a lead or add a tag to it. Additionally, it'll show you how many touches each campaign consists of or how many individual actions. Now, if I want to use any of these smart campaigns, I'll just go and click add to my library. It's going to show up then in my campaigns section, and I just click the toggle to turn it on. Anywhere where you see a toggle in kvCORE, just know blue is on and gray is off. Now, these are tried and tested to produce results. They're ready to go pretty much as is, but you always have the option to personalize them in any way you see fit. I'll go and I'll grab, I've made a copy here of our default closed campaign. This one's meant for people you've just closed a deal with. And I can choose if I want to go in here. Once I've grabbed it from that kvCORE library, there's buttons along the side to edit these individual messages. There's inline editing for all your emails and texts. So I can go in here, change the messaging on the spot, save those changes. It's going to save it as a template that I can use again and again. Additionally, I could adjust maybe the time or date at which it sends out, remove steps, add in actions if I want to beef this campaign up with some more actions, or I could even create perhaps maybe a campaign entirely from scratch. I could even choose to create a campaign that's triggered by, say, a hashtag that I've built out in the system, my own custom label. So before we move on, I just noticed in the chat, someone asked, are there holiday or monthly newsletter templates already created that we can schedule automatically? Yes, absolutely. There's lots of templates in the system, and I'll show you just because you mentioned that, and we're kind of on the screen already. You can access all of our pre-created templates, anywhere where you're sending an email or a text message, you'll be able to see all the pre-created kvCORE options. You can choose it from a template dropdown. But if you want to create your own or maybe make a copy of our existing ones to edit, you can see all those from this template box here on the right. And for example, if I go, so I'm looking at email templates here. If I type in holiday, go and hit that little search button here, it's going to show me all the pre-created kvCORE holiday templates. And there's lots of options. There is one for a monthly newsletter as well. You'll still have to fill out your own kind of photo, images, or text, but it's got the outline of the newsletter template already in there for you to make it easy to complete. So I hope that gives you a little idea of what's available already. Now in the lead engine, this is where I would go to bring in my existing contacts and generate new ones. And while automation is amazing, again, we've got to get those contacts in order to automate them. So I'm going to poke around in the bulk lead import section here, right in the upper right-hand corner. This is where I would go to bring in my existing file or spreadsheet of contacts in mass. You can always manually enter contacts at any time. You can do it from any area in kvCORE. Just go into that quick actions and add a contact. You can do it through the mobile app as well. But if I've got more than a handful, and especially if I've got them already on a file or spreadsheet, makes sense to bring them in mass. Now, if you've done this before and you're experienced with importing contacts, there's a do-it-yourself option. There's a video. We've got a support guide. We've got templates so you know how to format your leads. But we've also got options to make it much simpler than that. We have a let us handle it option here, where if you go and submit your file, you'll fill out a short submission form, attach your file to it, get sent to our team of lead configuration specialists, and they'll do final edits to your file, add it to your CRM, send you an email once it's complete. And of course, because I know somebody out there is going to ask, this is a totally free service. No matter how many files you have to send on over, if you've got 20 files, you'll just fill out a separate submission form for each. Or if you've got a new file you want to send on over to them every single week, they can do that for you too. And if you have questions about the submission form or how to export, say, your contacts from your email or anything kind of import related, you can actually book a one-on-one Zoom screen share with a lead configuration specialist to talk about it. It's not a phone call. I'll let you know if you book a time with them. They've got great availability, by the way. But if you book a time with them, you will get emailed a Zoom link. And I do encourage, if you're booking time, make sure you're not going to be in between appointments, driving anywhere, so you can give them your full attention. But it's a screen share like what we're doing here. So you can share your screen, show them the file you're working with, and get their expert advice. All right, we're going to talk a little bit about generating new leads, and I'll even fit in just a couple minutes about these other tools here as well before we wrap it up. But I did see someone in the chat ask if this recording was available for replay. So for anyone who's shown up a little bit late, I'll remind you guys that we do record these webinars and they're added to our recording sheet. So I'm going to pop that recording sheet link into the chat one more time. Again, if you don't already have access to this recording sheet, please make sure you click that link and bookmark it now. I'll make sure by end of day today that today's webinar gets added right here to the sheet under the How It Works section. All right, so a little piece about lead generation here. These three options are my favorite kind of DIY lead generation tools in kvCORE. Now, I won't get into text codes just due to time, and I also gave a little preview when I talked about that promote a listing playbook. Just know you can create your own custom text codes here. You can decide that follow-up information, what they're going to receive when they text your code. And then additionally, for any of these lead capture options, you get to choose anyone captured, kind of what hashtag they'll be labeled with when they come into your smart CRM. And then Jacob asked in the chat about integrations with Zapier or Smartsheets. Absolutely. From our lead Dropbox, you'll see 3 different codes that you can use to connect third-party lead sources. So there's a code specifically if you want to connect Zillow. There's an email code that connects most other lead sources, such as Realtor.com, Sync. There's a long list of known email sources, but if your source is not on that email list, you can also integrate with Zapier. So great question. But a little bit more about these lead capture pieces. Now, landing pages and squeeze pages are better suited to your online presence. You're generating a link when you create these lead capture tools. Squeeze pages, I'll just let you know, think of this as squeezing leads back to your website to register. There's 4 main types of squeeze pages. You can create a squeeze page that showcases multiple listings. You get to choose the search criteria. You can send them to your website to look at a single listing, squeeze them back to your website to sign up for a market report or for a home valuation. Those are the 4 main types of squeeze pages. Landing pages, on the other hand, there's so much customization available. It's kind of like creating a little standalone web page where, you can create one that's specifically for lead capture, like this one I'm showcasing here. You can create a landing page that showcases a video. You can create a landing page that captures home addresses for, say, home valuations. You can create a landing page that coincidentally showcases a text code, or you can create a landing page where people chat with you through, say, Facebook Messenger. So lots of options with those landing pages. Now, this example here, I threw together pretty quick. I chose the background image, the custom text, and what I'm offering here is anyone interested in San Diego fixer-upper listings? Well, if they sign up, they're getting a free weekly list of those TLC opportunities, otherwise known as I'm setting them up on a search alert through my kvCORE platform. Now, once I've designed this, I can post it to social media with a couple clicks or grab that link added anywhere online I like. And if someone signs up with their email, I've made cell phone optional. You can make it mandatory. I also get to decide where I'm directing them to next. When they go to sign up, where does this button lead to them? What does this button say? Well, in this case, I put see the list now. So I direct them actually to those fixer-upper listings on my kvCORE website. So here's how all this would work for me. If I'm capturing those leads, they're going obviously to my smart CRM. kvCORE is notifying that I have a new lead. In that specific instance, I mentioned I'm directing them after they register back to my website so they can see those listings live. That's also beneficial for me because I'm going to see in my activity stream on the main dashboard, if you remember, any listings which they view. But I can also choose to maybe hashtag them. Maybe I hashtag them San Diego Fixer Upper. That not only helps me locate those people in my CRM, but I could create something like a custom smart campaign to follow up with them. You don't have to use every tool like this in kvCORE together, but hopefully this gets the wheels turning on how you can really build yourself out a complete workflow using your platform. Other tabs I'll just quickly mention. Web and IDX, I said, would be where you'd go for website customizations. Again, you'll learn about this in your agent launch checklist. This is where you would go if you want to start a blog, change your background image, maybe a YouTube video, add in testimonials, connect Zillow reviews, adjust your service areas, or add custom content like custom pages to your website. All pretty easy to do, doesn't require anything like custom coding knowledge. Marketplace, I won't touch on too much. It's where you would go for purchasable add-ons. So there's many ways to generate free leads through kvCORE, but you can purchase them here as well. One call out I really like to make from the marketplace is done for you services. If you need help with setup, with creating custom campaigns, custom newsletters, you can actually pay for someone at kvCORE to do that for you. It's a marketplace offering For more marketplace information, I would check out our marketplace webinar available through our live training calendar. That's on Wednesdays, I believe, our marketplace overview webinar. Yep, right there on the training calendar. And then last but not least, I'll just let you know, the more you use your platforms, the more data you're generating. So kvCORE is keeping track of which sources are producing the most leads, which ones are converting over time. It's keeping track of activity on our websites, which areas and price points are really attracting the most attention, and your overall kvCORE activity. Just giving you more information so you have a better idea of what sources, what properties, how to market, what's really worth your time, money, energy, whatever the case may be. Building out a more efficient workflow. So I know we're right over time. Let me wrap it up, and then I promise I'll go and I see that Q&A number popping up. So I'll make sure to answer those questions as well. So I'll hang in a couple minutes after the hour. Don't worry to answer questions. Little reminder of all of your resources here. This was a lot of information. Remember, you've got lots of ways to learn your platform. We have the Facebook group, the YouTube channel. You have access to support through live chat or by sending them an email, kvCORE@insiderealestate.com. I'll pop that in the chat, kvCORE@insiderealestate.com. Helps if I spell it right. There we go. Additionally, you have access to those support center articles, learning portal courses, and live webinars. So no matter your learning style, there's a tool in your platform designed specifically to help you understand. I want to thank you guys again for taking time out of your busy schedules to learn about your new MAXTech Powered by kvCORE platform. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to hang out for a couple minutes to make sure I answer any last minute questions in the Q&A or chat. If this is all you've had time for, thank you so much for joining us. And of course, I wish you lots and lots of luck with your MAXTech Powered by kvCORE platforms. All right, so let's double check the Q&A because I know I missed a couple. Let's see. So Keith said, my office is not live yet. Can I submit my leads now to the Let Us Handle It team? Now, Keith, that's an excellent question. I tend to advise against submitting your leads early, and there's an excellent question why. Until your office is live, your websites aren't live. And while you can technically import contacts and not have automation run for them right away, you don't want to accidentally have, say, a campaign attach and start to send them out messaging, especially messaging that might encourage them to go check out something or a listing on your website. Now, we don't want to direct them to a website that's not live yet because it's going to send them a broken link. So while it is technically possible to enter in contacts early, we tend to advise not to do it at least until you're live. And then, once you get your contacts in, then it's not an issue, if you want to automatically set them up on automation. So just a cleaner process if you wait until you have access, I'd say. And then Lynn said, I have several domain names that I did a long time ago for stealth pages, like what my home is worth page. Are these considered stealth standalone pages when we do a landing page? So I apologize. I'm not sure I understand what you mean by stealth pages. So these landing pages are their own standalone pages. You're creating them as an agent for your own site, or I would say if you're an admin in the platform, you get to choose what domain you're building them out for. So if you're an admin and you have access to also several office sites or things like that, you can choose which domain you're building them for. Now, for those landing pages, when you choose your website, any leads captured through them go directly to your smart CRM. They are assigned and owned by you. You get to choose where you post them out. No one else is seeing those leads that you've captured through them. But it does save a history of those landing and squeeze pages. Now, they're not shared out with anyone else or anything like that, but you have a running record of your past pages, so you can utilize them again and again. I apologize if I didn't thoroughly understand your question, but hopefully that answered it for you. And then Garrett said in the chat, does the text to myself link text to my profile phone or the smart number, which is top name 100? I tried, but I didn't receive the alert link on my mobile. Smart number is my office number. Yes. So if you're talking about texting yourself the link from the mobile app, if you go click that download mobile app, it should be going to your cell phone. Now, your cell phone number is probably showcasing in your profile. It shouldn't be going to your smart number. We don't encourage you, you're not going to text your own smart number. The smart number isn't for you to contact. It should be utilizing the text or the cell phone number in your profile. So if I go and click on my profile, which was in my hidden menu here, it should be utilizing your cell phone number. That's where it should be texted to. If for some reason you're not seeing that and you've checked your profile and it's got the correct cell phone number, you could reach out to support. You might be able to find it in your app store if you look specifically for a Remax version of the kvCORE app. But again, I would definitely recommend trying this method first to make sure you get the correct version. And then Martha, so does my broker have access to the leads? If you're provided leads from the company, then your broker or admin may have access to those company-owned leads. But if you're adding in your own contacts to kvCORE, those are private to you. We believe very strongly about lead privacy. So in your CRM, so I'll give you a little visual example here. By selecting, who that lead is owned by and assigned to. So I've got some leads in here. We'll go and we'll sort by, or we've got them separated up here. We'll go and we'll leave it here. So all of these leads that I currently have entered are owned and assigned to me. I've got lead privacy turned on. My broker can't see their contact information, their name, any of it. They are private to me. I'm the only one who can export them or take those contacts out of the CRM. But I may occasionally down the road be provided some leads by my company or office, and just know that your broker will have access to any that they provided for you. Hope that helps to answer your question. User doesn't exactly know where they're going to. Yeah, so you can choose where they are directing to next when you're building out these landing pages. So they don't know just by clicking this button. It says see the list now, but they don't know until they click it probably that they're being directed back to my kvCORE website. You could direct them anywhere with these. So this one, I just directed them to my website, but I could direct them to, say, a lender's website. I could send them to some sort of different registration page. I could send them to, maybe some sort of article online. It's really my choice. There's also options when you're creating things like landing pages. I'll go and I'll create a landing page real quick. We'll start building. I won't actually build it out here with you guys live. That would take a little bit too much time. You can do things like content hijack as well. So maybe you encourage someone to click on your link, but then you offer them different information and they can kind of choose, hey, do you actually want to see this information that I'm providing right here? Or you can say, or they can go and click, no, thanks, take me to what I actually wanted. So kind of another roundabout way that you can create a landing page as well. How long does it typically take from the point our broker sends out the invite to us till we receive the welcome email? Those welcome emails tend to be pretty instantaneous. I guess if maybe there was thousands, there might be a slight delay with the welcome email, but they should come out, fairly soon after your broker sends them. I don't know if there being any delay between when they send it to you and when you actually receive it. And then someone asked about how much it costs to have a trainer come to do on-site training with my agents. Oh, thank you so much, Anthony. I love that. For on-site training, it's a little bit more advanced. I would reach out to, if you know your onboarding specialist or your specific account manager, I would let them know that you're interested in in-person training. I don't want to talk prices right here on the call. I hope you'll forgive me, but your account manager can figure out what that cost would consist of. It does depend on kind of your location, how many days, how many hours, and how many additional expenses might be involved. Okay, so I hope that helps. All right. And Garrett asked, would you show me how to check my phone number info from kvCORE, please? Yeah, so I mentioned again, that was from your profile. So in the upper right-hand corner, you're going to see your name. I'm seeing my name here. If you go to the My Profile section, you should be able to see your profile. Now, for you guys, it works a little differently. You might not see everything available to edit. So a lot of these boxes may be grayed out, and that's probably because your contact information is loaded directly from Max Center. So if any of that contact information looks wrong in your profile, go back to Max Center to make sure those corrections are changed. And you can reach out, of course, to support if something looks a little funky and you're having trouble making those edits. And then Paul, I know I saw your message in the Q&A, kind of saved it towards the end. I hope you don't mind. If you're having issues with your account not being ready and you're not able to log in, yeah, it will encourage you to take those webinars until you have access. I'm assuming that if you're still receiving those messages, that they're still working on making sure that your MLS corrections or connections are correct. They might still be receiving MLS approval, and that might be what the delay is about. You should receive that welcome email when it is actually time. But if you haven't already reached out to support, that would be kind of my next step so they can double check. But again, I have heard on occasion that this can take a little bit of time for them to make sure everything's set up and for your websites to be live. So I apologize if that's just happens to be a delay that's going on with your account. All right, I think we've reached the end of our questions. I hope I was able to answer everyone's to the best of my ability. Thank you guys so much again for joining, for your excellent questions. Really kept me on my toes here today. I hope this is helpful. I hope you know what your next steps are. And of course, I wish you lots and lots of luck with your MAXTech Powered by kvCORE platforms. Take care, everyone.